My wife called me babe for the first time in 11 years, so I grabbed my gun. My wife and I have been married for 11 years. We're not the cutesy couple. We never were. She calls me by my name. I call her by hers. When we were dating, she told me pet names felt performative and fake. She said real love doesn't need a script. I agreed. On our wedding day, she looked me in the eyes and said my full name during her vows because that's who I am to her. Not honey, not sweetheart, not babe, just me. In 11 years of marriage, she has never once called me anything other than my name. So when I got home from work and she looked up from the couch with wide eyes and said, "Hey babe, how was your day?" My blood went cold. I didn't respond. I just stared at her. She smiled, but it wasn't her smile. It was too wide, too quick. My wife doesn't smile like that. She smirks. She grins. She does that half-laugh thing when she's actually amused. This was a performance. I asked her if everything was okay. She nodded fast. Too fast. "Yeah babe, everything's perfect. Just missed you." She hadn't called me babe once in over a decade, and now she'd said it twice in 30 seconds. My chest started pounding. I looked around the living room. Everything seemed normal. The TV was on some cooking show she never watches. Her phone was face down on the coffee table. Her hands were in her lap, fingers interlocked. She never sits like that. She sprawls. She takes up space. She puts her feet on everything like she owns the world. This woman was sitting like she was being watched. I told her I was going to change out of my work clothes. She nodded again with that plastic smile. As I walked toward the bedroom, I glanced at the hallway mirror and saw her eyes follow me. Not her head, just her eyes. I didn't go to the bedroom. I went to the office and opened the closet where I keep my safe. My hands were shaking as I punched in the code. I grabbed my pistol and checked the chamber. Loaded. I texted my brother one word. 911. He knows what that means. We set it up years ago after his divorce got ugly. It means come now. Don't call. Bring backup. I crept back toward the living room, staying close to the wall. That's when I heard it. A man's voice. Low and threatening. "Is he coming back? You need to keep him calm." My wife's voice, barely above a whisper. "I'm trying. He knows something's wrong. He's not stupid." The man laughed. "Then you better get smarter. Remember what happens if you mess this up." I heard her take a shaky breath. "Please, just take whatever you want and leave. He doesn't need to be involved." I came around the corner with my gun raised. There were two of them. One was standing behind my wife with a knife to her throat. The other was by the back door, holding a bag that I recognized as the one we keep emergency cash in. The one behind my wife grinned at me. "There he is. Put the gun down or I open her up." My wife's eyes met mine. Real fear, real tears. She mouthed. The word sorry. I didn't lower the gun. I've been to the range every weekend for 8 years. I know exactly what I can hit. The guy by the door started moving toward me. He's not gonna shoot. Look at him. He's shaking. I was shaking, but not from fear, from rage. These men broke into my home. They terrorized my wife. They made her pretend to be someone she's not. They made her call me babe like she was reading from a hostage script. That's when I heard the front door crash open. My brother and his two buddies from the force came through like a hurricane. The guy by the door tried to run. My brother tackled him so hard I heard ribs crack. The one holding my wife panicked and pulled the knife back to slash. I didn't think. I just fired. The bullet went through his shoulder and he dropped like a bag of sand. My wife collapsed forward and I caught her. She was sobbing into my chest, saying my name over and over. My actual name. Not babe, not honey, just me. I held her so tight I thought I might break her. The cops arrived 4 minutes later. Turns out these two had been hitting houses in our neighborhood for weeks, waiting for wives to come home alone, then holding them hostage until husbands returned with access to safes and accounts. They picked the wrong house. My wife told me later that they coached her for an hour on how to act normal. They told her to use pet names to seem calm. She knew it would tip me off. She was counting on it. We're still not the cutesy couple. She still calls me by my name.